What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and today, my friends, the game had a maintenance which gave us the expertise in conflict compensation caches, as well as a major change to the Heartbreaker gear set, so I wanted to take a few minutes and go over some of the details. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that like button as well, and remember, we are currently having a giveaway for an Xbox Series X. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced on July 4th of this year. So the first thing I want to go into today before we go over the compensation stuff are the maintenance notes, and again, this was implemented into the game today, so as of now, this is what's happening. Now you can see they say here, they added the backpacks for the Fairview Crew apparel event, the Hot Zone and Meltdown outfit completions will now receive mask rewards, and they also fixed an issue where the red overlay light was present at the apparel event screens. Now right below that, they talk about the Heartbreaker gear set, and this was added to the notes this morning, and it says Heartbreaker damage bonus has been changed to be additive instead of multiplicative. This will result in a noticeable drop in damage at high stacks. Heartbreaker stacks no longer apply when hitting skill proxy enemies. And I believe what the game is referring to when they say that is, to give you an example, let's say you're playing Conflict and you're going after a Warhound. You can see how quickly you build those stacks. I believe now moving forward, that is not going to be the case. Now you can see here I'm at the shooting range and you are still gaining those stacks really fast when you're using, an ACS-12 or the Rock and Roll. However, there does seem to be a significant drop in the damage compared to what I was doing before. However, it is still definitely powerful and still gets the job done. Now for me, the biggest test was jumping into Countdown and seeing if I saw a real change in how long it took me to take out an NPC, and it did take longer. Like the time to kill was longer, but it still put out enough damage where it wasn't like a totally drastic thing, which is going to turn me away from using this gear set. But having said that, please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. It is a major change to the weapon, and I would love to know what you think, not only about obviously they're doing that, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to be bummed, but more importantly, how is it affecting your gameplay so far? And as we move on to the new backpack skins, or the new backpacks, I also want to mention, or it's important to mention, that they have not changed any of the actual talents on the gear itself. All of that is the same. It has to do with the additive versus multiplicative thing. Now, anyway, getting to the bags, you can see here, the new apparel event bags have been added to the game, and all you do is you go to your backpack, you go to the appearance slot, and this is going to be dependent on how many caches you've opened and if you've gotten these bags as yet, but you can see here, let's say if you've completed, the entire apparel event so far, all 5 bags should show up. And actually, do me a favor, if you haven't completed the apparel event all the way and all 5 bags show up, let me know as well. I'm curious to see what happens. So now, my friends, we're going to talk about the compensation that we received today in regards to the rollbacks and the issue with conflict and all that stuff. Now, you can see here, I was given 1 compensation cache for all of the problems that took place. Now, for me, I can tell you right now, all of these items are well more than I actually spent, so I'm pretty happy with what I got. Now, I do want to take a moment and go over some important details in regards to the notes. They say we have calculated precisely how many levels each agent lost and are compensating accordingly by granting 1 cache for every 20 levels lost. These caches contain everything you need to level 1 item up to 20. This number is also rounded up. If you lost 25 levels, we grant you 2 caches. Now, right below that, they say to ensure everyone has space for the materials, we have raised the caps on, and they list all of the materials they have raised the caps on, and the best part is, my friends, they are not taking this raise back. They go on to say a little bit further down, this was done for the expertise and conflict compensation rollout specifically, but you can expect an increase of the cap for all crafting and optimization materials in the future as part of our mission to implement continuing quality of life improvements. And in my opinion, this is a really, really good thing, because I know we all run out of space sometimes. It's very frustrating to farm and you see items drop and they have, they're red because you can't pick up anything more. So this should take care of that problem, because now farming actually means something in this game besides just weapons and gear and things like that. Now, one important factor I want to point out, especially for those of you that are receiving multiple caches. I've heard from some of you saying you've got 2, some of you got 3, 4, 5. There's been a bunch. And again, it's all dependent on how many levels were lost when this whole rollback took place. But you can see at the bottom, they warn you, even though they are raising the cap, do not attempt to open all caches simultaneously. Once you hit the cap, the excess materials will be lost. Instead, they recommend you open a couple at a time to spend your materials, as you will reach the cap fast. Therefore, my friends, what I recommend doing, or what I did at least, is I only had one cache, so what I did first is I spent every single piece of material I currently had in my inventory just to be safe, to make sure that I wouldn't go over any cap. Now, I knew mathematically I couldn't based on what I had and what I was going to receive, but once I spent the things I had, then I opened up the cache, and now I'm going to hyper-focus on the items and weapons that were decreased during those rollbacks or during the issue with conflict, and like I said, for me, I'm definitely happy with what they gave us. And as I start to wrap this video up, the most important thing in the channel is your feedback and what's happening with your gameplay. It is not about me and my gameplay. I want to hear from you. So as always, if you are unhappy with this, with this reward, if you think you were shortchanged, let me know. And on the flip side, if you are happy, let me know as well, because again, where I'm standing, I liked what I received, but I know many people are going to have different opinions. One thing I want to make sure I mention before I wrap this thing up is that people have already reached out saying they haven't received any caches whatsoever. Now, the game is well aware certain people haven't received things. They are working on a fix, and as always, as soon as I have any more information, I will definitely pass it along. With all that being said, I want to take a moment as always and thank you all for the incredible support of this channel, and remind you, as I've said like 1,000 times, questions, comments, feedback, let me know in the section down below. I try to get back to everyone that I possibly can, but if I miss you, I apologize, but I'll do my best to respond as quickly as possible. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.